We are in Mungya today, my native village. We are here with my family members and relatives of ours to dismantle Amotzi and Azi's house, my grandparents' house, which is like over 40 years old now. So we need a shelter over our head or a roof over our head whenever we come and visit Mungya. So we're gonna construct a small cozy place for all of our family members so that we will be able to use it in remembrance of our grandparents. So while we do that, I would also like to take you on a tour of Mungya village. It's a small village, maybe around 20 kilometers away from Wokha. So stay tuned. So the bone that you can see here, this is the bone that was being used by our forefathers when they first came down and settled here in Mungya. We call this as the Ncrc Chapter in our dialect. Good job that the villagers have taken initiative to construct it with concrete and preserve it. So it's a history and a tradition, so preserving history and tradition, it's a good idea, right, Bon?
Yes, yes.
Come on, let's go. In every Naga village that you visit, you will always see small houses constructed beside the house, in the vicinity, or maybe outskirts of the village. Those are nothing but the storage houses for grain storage areas. So villagers, they will always go to the paddy field and maybe try to grow crops, different types of vegetables, and at the same time, once they harvest it, the grains and all those stuffs are being brought to the village and they store it for further use. Come, Bon. If you can see, Bon, can you bend through that hill? That one is Mount D. If you cross past the gate, then you will see just below the road is the cemetery. This is the area where my forefathers, my grandparents, and my relatives who have passed away are taking rest. So this is the village cemetery. So as we come out from the gate, this is the Ncrc Church. And just below the Ncrc Church, we have a small area wherein the youth of Mungya, they rejuvenate themselves in a game of volleyball. So that's a nice place. And this month, coincidentally, they are gonna celebrate 50 years Jubilee. So we came at the right time, Bon.
Yes.
And as we come up, hi guys, hi, hello. This is the monolith that was constructed in memory of the 75 years Platinum Jubilee in village. Oh, by the way, 2023 we are gonna celebrate 100 years. Yeah, these are my naughty blocks. And this is my house, my grandparents' house. They have stuck dismantling it. This is my ancestors' place. Amotzi and Azi stayed here, lived here. This is the kitchen. Can you take everything? So this is the kitchen. This is where my dad, my uncles grew up. So they had like only 3 chambers growing up. The other side of the wall is already broken down. This is another room, and this is Amotzi and Azi's room. So we have all the boxes. These are all made from one wood. Can you see? All made from one one trunk. Amazing, right? I believe we will have some treasures inside here. We'll try to unbox it later. So this is my house.
Hey!
Hey,
Hey!
my jolly uncle. My jolly uncle. This is Abu Pastor. He's the pastor of this village, our village. And that's baby Zaren.
This is Balu.
My dad is the supervisor. One thing that I saw, the change that I saw here from my previous visit is like, can you come here? See? They have planted saplings. These are flower saplings, and you can see, like, on the sides of the road, on the road sides, they have planted all these saplings. I'm pretty much sure once it grows into a big tree, or maybe when they started to bloom, Mungya will be very, very beautiful. That's the community hall.
This is our village, Wokha.
Yeah, that's our village guava. So, oh, this is huge. Look, Pen, where did you get this?
Here.
I see. Is this for me, or you don't want me to have it? And this is Ncrc Church. And also another interesting fact about Mungya is, if you come here, you will see that there are no fences in all the individual houses. That's because I think it's been some years now, the village council, they had a meeting, and they decided to take away all the fences. And I think you can see the result. It looks so clean, it looks so inviting, it looks so hospitable. So I think that's a very good initiative from the village council side. Let's go down to the playground. So this is the primary health center. This tree, I was told, like, it's more than 100 years old. It's nice, right? Really nice. Comparing to the weather of Wokha, Mungya has a hot weather, but today, since it rained yesterday, it's very pleasant now. Enjoying it, right, Bon?
Yes.
This is the middle school, and that's the ground. It's full of grasses now, overgrown grass. As kids, when we used to visit Mungya, we will come down here and play the fool around, football, volley, and all the stuff. This tree is amazing. And Bon, you know what? Even though Mungya is a small village, many people from my village has achieved success on a large scale. One of them is Abramo Tienguli. He's the ex-minister way back during S.C. Jamir's chief ministership. At the same time, we also have so many people who have achieved in sports, in terms of academic excellence as well. At the same time, we also have produced musicians. You must have heard of the band About Us. In that band, the lead guitarist Ren Lamo is also from this village. Even though Mungya is a small village, it's very old in terms of years. So Mungya has produced so many people in their own respective fields. So even my brother is also a state topper. So I'm the black sheep in the family. So as I said, even though we have even though it's a small village, and at the same time the population in our village is very less. The household number is very less, but then in Wokha, Kohima and Dimapur there are so many households or Mungya people living there. So it's a small village, but then we have a sizable amount of people in terms of population. So we have a bit of history in our village as well. As you can see, this is a blade of a helicopter rotor wing or helicopter blade. This is from the World War II era. So our forefathers, they used to tell us a helicopter crashed in our village, and this is the only part that is remaining as of now. Wokha,
Yes,
what's that?
this is called sampo in Lota
Okay. And what's it used for?
for bonding rice.
I see. So before we got all the machinery and stuff, olden people, they used to pound rice
Yeah,
from this one, right?
yeah.
Okay.